My name is Kiersten Kelly. I'm a singer, songwriter, diversity model, and a bit of a vlogger as of recently. I actually vlogged about how I straighten my hair or curl my hair.
Yeah.
And I went through the whole process of curling my hair and then doing my makeup and how it's harder for me to do the left side compared to the right side and all this stuff. And it's gone pretty well. I have over 3,000 views as of now. And that's pretty good for a first vlog, right? Yeah. So then I did a second one of New York Fashion Week because I walked for Runway of Dreams in September. So I just vlogged that whole experience, which was a really awesome experience. So, recent vlogger.
How was New York Fashion Week?
It was awesome. Yeah.
What does it mean to you, participating in New York Fashion Week?
Well, New York Fashion Week was really, really cool. It was a really great experience, and I got to meet a lot of awesome people, especially with those that have limb differences. I grew up wanting to model, wanting to be an actress and a singer and just do everything that I could in the entertainment industry. And I would sit there on the floor in the living room just looking at all the women on television or that would walk in the Victoria's Secret fashion shows or anything on the internet, and I would never see anyone with a limb difference. And it kind of made me feel like that would never be a career option for me. But now the fact that we have come so far and I was able to walk at New York Fashion Week and I'm able to say that is a big moment in itself, and it just shows how much we've accomplished and how far we can still go. I just never thought that I would even be able to do that, and I got to do it. So I feel successful already, but I'm also so excited to do way more. Yeah.
What was your biggest difficulties in life, and how did you fight through it? If you feel you don't want to talk about it, that's fine.
No, like I told you, I'm so, I just tell everyone everything. Honestly, I think it's learning patience within myself. I'm still not 100%, oh, I am patient, I got this. It takes time, I still will lose my cool sometime if I'm struggling to open something or do whatever it is. You have your good days and you have your bad days. It just is what it is. And I think I've gotten a lot better just through living and experiencing and learning. But when I was younger, it was hard. It was really hard. I'm not even gonna lie. I would have days where I would literally just sit on the floor in my room crying just because I could not do something. Changing the strings on my guitar was the most difficult thing ever. And I don't come from a family of musicians, so it's my mom doesn't know what to do, which is fine, and I wanted to learn to do it myself. I wanted to be able to do it. I figured it out, once I actually accomplished it, it was great, and I felt super yes, okay. And I could relax, and then I learned from it, and then the next time I get better, I'm not as frustrated. I have a little more patience with myself because I know I can do it. No matter how old you are, I think that even if you have a limb difference or not, really, sometimes you just lose patience with yourself on something, But yeah, I think that was my most difficult thing, I would say.
Do you mind me asking you, were you born without limb?
Yeah.
Or?
I was born without my right forearm. What I was told was that I was just laying on my right side in my mom's womb, and it cut off the circulation. So my hand never fully grew. And that was it. Yeah. And I came out awesome. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
No, it's good. It's great.
When you're younger and, that's when you're really just starting to figure out everything and you have to learn everything compared to me now. I'm still learning new things every day, but I kind of know the basics now. When you're younger, you take your first swimming lesson, you tie your first shoe, you do all these different things. Well, think of a person with one hand trying to do it or trying to tie her hair or do whatever. I think that you learn throughout it and your body adapts. And now, I don't even think about it. Like I just do. Like I'll actually open up doors with my arm because I can. And I'm like, well, why use this hand if I can just use my arm? So I'll do stuff like that all the time. Like I have an Apple Watch. I just got one like a week ago and I can use it. I actually thought I'd have to return it. I was a little nervous, but I really wanted it. And it's really easy. Like I'm able to just navigate throughout the whole watch with my arm with no problem. Yeah, and I can put it on. So like the one where it buckles, sort of, I put that on by myself. So you learn the basics and then you take that with you and you bring it with you into anything else you have to learn, you know?
Is there anything you find inconvenient with your condition? In like technology or like learning, cooking?
Just like everyday life. So I know you're supposed to like put on your bra and then like do it in the back. I actually have to put it in the front and then go around and then like put it on, which is annoying. And sometimes like I can't undo it from the back. So then I have to pull it around and do it. It's just like more work than what it should be. There's a clothing line. It's this girl who goes to Brown University. She created bras for people with limb differences. And it's more accessible. So if you have a wheelchair, if you're in a wheelchair, she actually has a pair of underwear where it's like either a zipper or a Velcro on the side so that you're able to put it on yourself without needing assistance or doing, you know, if you even need assistance, I'm not sure. But you know what I mean? Like she just makes it way easier for you to, I think it's called Intimately Co. There is clothing out there that is made for those with limb differences. Zappos is who I walked for at Fashion Week. I wore a couple things from different brands because Zappos is almost kind of like a, you know how like TJ Maxx, they have different brands and stuff within it. So Zappos is in a way like that, just to have something to compare to. So I think we're working towards, for people with limb differences to be more fashionable, more cute. I just think it's a process. I think we're just in the middle of that right now. And it's starting to happen. I just hope it continues. Like we just have to keep working to make those changes. Otherwise, it won't happen. How are you gonna know what to make if you don't have someone that you can ask those questions to? But it's also like we're out here, like we post all over social media about the cool things that we do and how we adapt to these different things. I mean, people write blogs, people vlog about these things. Like they're out there, but it's also the brand's responsibility to come and search for us. For the big brand, it's kind of in their hands that we're giving them the information, it's on the internet, but they have to pick it up as well because they're bigger and they have the ability to contact us in a better way than we can to them. It's not something that can be done overnight. It's not a normal piece of clothing. And, you know, with that being said, a normal piece of clothing also takes a ton of time to design. And I understand that, you know, as a creative, like you put your heart and your soul into this design, into making this shirt that is a piece of art, or these pair of pants, or this jacket, and the way that the beads lay on it, et cetera, et cetera. You spend so much time into those details. That amount of time should also be spent into making adaptive clothing. Maybe even more time, because it is a new area for a lot of designers and a lot of brands. But you know the basics of it, and you take the basics and you make another shirt, and you grow and you grow. You're at the basics of adaptive clothing. You are right there. You are at stage 1. So you have to put that care into that in order to have the basics down, to then be able to, cool, on to the next, on to the next. The SAVAGE Fenty fashion show came out on, I think it was like Amazon Prime, I'm pretty sure. I watched it while I was working out. It was a great motivator. I was like, oh yeah, okay. And then halfway through, I saw this woman walk out with prosthetics on, and I was just like, I literally stopped running. I was just like, wait a second, there's no way. It was a really, really cool moment, because to have Rihanna, for her, with her say and her platform, to bring someone that has a limb difference and put them on this high-end fashion show that is also now on streaming platforms, that just changes it entirely. It changes everything. It now it shows people that, yeah, like those with limb differences can still be sexy, which I think, at least I struggle with a lot personally, and I'm finding that like as I'm getting older, why do I feel awkward? There's no reason for me to feel awkward. You see so many women that do Victoria's Secret show or do SAVAGE Fenty or do whatever. How many of them until now have you seen them, any of them have a limb difference?
Every, that's the only one that I saw.
Yeah, other than 𝑴𝑶𝑽𝑬𝑵𝑻. And 𝑴𝑶𝑽𝑬𝑵 just started a couple years ago and for their like the Too Real campaign, which is great that they're doing that, and it's being incorporated way more. It's only one brand out of millions and millions of brands out there too, which I'm not like downplaying what they do. I think what they do is amazing and they should continue doing it. But there's even more that could be done. They made the first step, and that's amazing that they made the first step. They're part of the movement. And now these other brands need to follow. And Rihanna followed. And she listened to what the public wants. She listened. She had models that were super thin, which is, and then there was like with a little more meat on their bones. It was a perfect diverse lookbook. And then adding people in with limb differences too. It's my goal for 2020 to walk for her at the next SAVAGE Fenty show. I think that would be incredible. And I think it's made a lot of change, and it started a lot of conversation too, because look at Victoria's Secret. Victoria's Secret decided to cancel their show, their annual show that they've had for how many years now? Right, they've canceled it instead of just adding diversity. We're speaking up, like to have something to cause Victoria's Secret to cancel. That shows that as a whole, we are striving to be more diverse in every aspect in the fashion world. We are striving to be more real and to show those things. We don't want perfect. We want perfectly imperfect. So it's really cool. So SAVAGE Fenty 2020. I'm just kidding.
No, I don't think you're kidding. You should do it.
Yeah, I would love to. I don't know how, but I would love to. I think that there's a lot of ways you can help or be part of the change for those with limb differences in different ways. I think that in terms of the entertainment industry, it's just being more open, not sticking to like a specific stereotype of how like someone should look, especially as like the front woman on the stage, so like the main vocalist. I think in the fashion world, giving us more of a chance to be on those campaigns, to be on those billboards, to have an adaptive clothing line for us, talk to us so that you know how to make that adaptive clothing line be as successful as it can be. The people that are younger than us, the next generation, they get to see us and know that they're able to do what we're currently doing, creating more doors for that next generation. I think that also within just being a person and going through everyday life, it's just treating us like we're normal, because we are normal. Like I do get a lot of people that will randomly come up to me and just ask me what happened. Don't feel bad for us. Yeah, we have to learn different ways of doing things than someone that has all their limbs, but that doesn't make us any less. We are still the same. And sometimes it makes us even stronger because of the obstacles that we have to go through. Change what the term disability means. Don't even use the word disability. I actually had a friend the other day, he said the word disability and then he stopped and he was like, should I even be calling it that? He is the first person that actually asked me that. And I was like, thank you. He took that initiative to learn and to ask, what should I be calling it? What is the best way? Call it a limb difference. You know, using the term disability, that creates this image in people's heads that we are disabled, that we are unable to do things when we are more than capable to do anything that we want to do. Anything. The word disability, I used it growing up. But I also didn't have a lot of people around me that had limb differences at the time. So for me, it's what I was taught, because it also wasn't as much of a conversation as it is now. You know, that's growth through the years, you know? But I would say disability, but I also didn't like it. So I would actually go like this. When people said anything, I'd be like, yeah, so my disability, because that's what I would do, because I didn't know how else to say it, but I was like, I don't consider it a disability. So I think limb difference is a great word to describe those with limb differences instead of using the term disability. It's just growth, that's all it is. I used it, there's a lot of people that use that word, but it's change it now. Be part of that change. Help others be part of that change. Like that, my friend, I explained to him that use the word limb difference, and I explained why, and he was like, I completely understand. He was like, I feel weird even saying that because I don't see it like that. I just didn't know what else to say. It's just part of the change. It's talking about it. If there's something that you want to do it. If someone tells you that you can't, or kind of gives you like, yeah, go for it, but you kind of know that they don't believe in you really, or they don't think you can do it, prove them wrong, because you can. There is room for change, and there's room for growth, and there is room for us to do whatever we want to do.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Like, everything is very smooth and then super connected, and
cool.
You explain yourself very clear.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, it was fun. That was actually a lot of fun. That was super chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.